Captain Lexi, we're going sailing. Let's go sailing, Captain. I want to go sailing. Let's go sailing. Oh goodness, is teddy bear ever irritating. It's not really early morning, it's like 8 a.m. and Wild Child's anchored off Coffin Island. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little bit sunburned from naked dancing on deck yesterday in the daylight under the sun to dry off, but I had a lovely time. I would rather lay in bed, watch TV, and drink chocolate milk, but I'm a sailing captain. Wild Child has a mission and we gotta go. So what I want and what I need to do are different things. We have to go sailing now. 40 miles down to the west end of Puerto Rico from Coffin Island, 40 miles to the point, and then 10 more miles around the corner to Puerto Real. So you have to make 50 miles today, and the wind's going to be gusting to 30. Okay, it's running for the first 40 miles, but gusting to 30 means we're going to get the rollies. It's okay, I'm not expecting anything dangerous, but we have had winds over 20 knots every day for the last 3 weeks. And for the next 2 weeks. Mother's in such a mood, it's like the Christmas winds won't go away and are here in March, and they'll never end. I can't get a better weather window to make this passage. Okie dokie. Looking at the information, it's going to be gusting to 30 and we're running downwind. I've decided to put the second reef in the main. We're going to raise the sail while at anchor. We probably could sail off anchor, but it will blow us into the shallows behind, and I've only got 2 feet under the keel. So we will raise the main at anchor, but whether we use the motor to get away from the shallows, we'll have to see. Okie dokie. Expecting winds today gusting up to 30, and we're running downwind for 40 miles first. I've decided to put the second reef in the main. We're going to raise the mainsail, but right now I have my crew unsnubbing the anchor, getting it ready to lift. Then we're going to raise the mainsail, reef to second point, and then finish raising the anchor. We're basically going to sail off the anchor, but if I start to drift too close to the rocks, because it's very, very shallow, I have very little room under my keel, I'll just turn on the engine to get us out. And let's go sailing. Ready?
Stop.
Okay, we're going to raise the main. All right, prepare to raise the main. Everything seemed fine that morning, and that's the thing about adventure. You never know how the day is going to go or how it's going to end and turn out. It's going to be a surprise for you and me both. But there's a rogue wave waiting for us out in the ocean today. Set the tack. And like a couple of professional sailors, we get the anchor lifted and we sail off the anchor. It was a bit dicey. Wild Child kept wanting to go upwind and wouldn't fall off. At one point, I only had a foot of water under the keel, but we made it. Okie dokie, we're now drifting away, so I've got to get some power from my mainsail. So I'm going to sheet my main to center so I can get power off it, see which way the nose is going to fall off, and see if I can spin her around before we hit bottom. Okay. We're now adrift, basically. Wild Child's going to want to go into the wind, though, and I've got to get her to fall around and fall off before we get to those shallows about 100 feet that way. It's going to be a bit tricky. I may not be able to film yet. She's going forward again. Oh, this girl. Okay. There we go. Good news is my depth is climbing. We got to get out to deeper waters now. That's sort of our main priority. Get away from the shallows, and then we'll pull Jenny and just continue on our way. Okie dokie, Wild Child is now running downwind. I've got 50 feet of water underneath me, so I don't have to worry about crashing into reefs or the bottom, so I have room to maneuver. Wild Child's sailing right now in 10 knots of wind, doing 3 knots with a double reefed main only. So what we're going to do is power up with the Jenny, and the Jenny's easier to reef and unreef, so we'll use that to power and depower throughout the day. Mother's calm now, but every afternoon she's gusting to 30, so she'll be calm and we'll go slow for the first few hours, then it'll be sporty and windy as stink, and we'll have to reef it all up. It's a lot easier to reef the Jenny than the main. So let's add some Jenny. Now you can see with a full Jenny powering it up, Wild Child's picked up to 5 knots over 10 at 50% efficiency on a broad reach. I go up on deck and pull out the Jenny with the whisker pole on. We have a lovely sail dead downwind, rolling in the waves, but the conditions are building. 10 knots of wind now will soon become 20 and soon become 30. The ocean conditions will continue to build, the waves will build, the swell will build, and before long, in a few hours, we're in 2 to 3 meter waves getting slammed from behind. All sailors know that the waves really never show up well on camera. It's a visceral experience. You have to be there for yourself. You have no sense of depth perception from this video. But those are 2 meter swells, and they're under a lot of pressure from very strong winds. Wild Child's a big girl. His camera's being held 10 feet above the water surface, and look at those waves rising above the camera. It's sporty out here. Wild Child's a big girl with an 8-foot keel. She's handling the 2 meter swell without much problem. The winds are only 20 to 30 knots, averaging around 25. We're properly reefed. She's handling the conditions fine, and I'm not actually worried. The conditions are intense, but she's handling it fine. We're okay. But that's the thing about rogue waves. It's 2 meter swell now, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, you can get constructive interference where 2 waves add on top of each other. All of a sudden, you get a sudden 4 meter wave that slams you from the side. It's quite a surprise, and it's extremely dangerous. Seems the weather forecast for today was correct. We are getting the 20 to 28 knots of wind. The sea conditions are building, and I know that waves never show on camera, but it is 2 meters and sometimes 2 meters plus. Wild Child's rolling on her side constantly. It was kind of amusing to watch my crew's eyes bug out as we almost got rolled on our side. And the funny thing is, I really can't show you with the camera. Like, look at this, that's 3 meters right there. We're just lifting by a 3 meter wave right now. 3 meter breaking wave, oh boy. Oh fuck, it's breaking. Oh fuck. Yep. I get it, I get it. That fucking broke on us. Oh Lord, I gotta get downwind. I gotta get downwind. Are you good together? No, it's okay. I gotta get down. Oh, fucking headphones, my speaker. Wasn't kidding when I said that was a 3-meter wave. We just fucking took that inside. Oh man. I can't. That was fucking horrible. Oh Lord. Oh fuck, all my electronics are soaked. Oh, that's bad. You gotta come back here. You need to... Oh fuck. Oh, everything's fucking soaked. Oh, I gotta go clean my electronics. Oh man. We just fucking took it in. Look at that. Like, that curtain is absolutely full of water. We just took it to the face. Just took a 3-meter breaking wave. Hard on the side. Fuck me. What is very difficult for you to appreciate from the video is that had to be a 12-foot wave to break on the side like that. It came over the bimini. That side curtain blocked 50% of the water from entering, so the water you saw douse me was only 50% of the wave force. For this to happen, it had to be a 12-foot wave, and it rolled Wildchild on her side. She started to try to round up, and she started surfing sideways. That's super dangerous, super fast. My life is good and everything's fine. And then the 10 bad seconds begins to count as the constructive interference builds a sudden random rogue wave, and it's about to overtake me, and I have no idea. My look of horror as I suddenly figure it out. That's a lot of water fast. Suddenly Wildchild's on her side trying to round up, autopilot's kicked out, and I'm struggling to get her back downwind. That's a lot of water at my feet. Oh, fuck, I guess my life is anything but boring.